What's going on, guys? Sand Motion here, back with another What If on the channel, and in this video, I'm finally going to continue What If Gohan was like Broly. Before we begin this part, I feel like I owe you an explanation to why I didn't continue this sooner. So, it's simply because at first I didn't think there was enough interest, enough support, and enough, love for the series that I didn't feel like continuing it. But it was really just me who didn't want to continue because I didn't have enough interest in the series. But after getting repeated comments about how I should continue it because a lot of people wanted to see a next part, I ended up doing so here I am. Even though I didn't want to continue it because I didn't really know where to take it, I ended up pulling something out and wrote a script on it, and here it is, in images and in words, for you. So, before we begin this part, let's get a recap of the previous ones. In the previous parts, Gohan was able to access Ikari and kill Vegeta. Now, that's not where he stopped because he went on a rampage, attacking Goku and Piccolo as well. He was out of control, and the combined efforts and maximum powers of Goku and Piccolo, they were able to stop an Ikari Gohan, and then they later headed to Namek to revive Chaozu, who alongside was with Tien, who also didn't want to be revived simply because Chaozu was his friend and he wouldn't leave without him. But this is when they arrived on Namek and got their potential unlocked by Guru and ended up wishing with the Dragon Balls. They did have one wish left though. Afterwards, Frieza arrived, and together with the efforts of the Namekians, they were able to blow up the ship alongside all of the men before it landed. Only one man survived, and it was Frieza. Before we begin this part, let's try and hit a like goal of 15 likes, and when we do, I'll continue with the next part, and that'll show me that you guys really do want to see another part to the series. But let's get right into it. As Frieza descends down in his final form, Goku is the first one to step up and face him. Now, get ready for a whole lot of power scaling because that's what's coming. When Goku arrived, he was at a power level of 100,000 plus. Now, he does not think that he can beat Frieza, but there's always a chance. Not to make up for the fact that Frieza is heavily outnumbered, injured, and out of technique, and Goku is really good with that. But back to power scaling. Above 100,000 of a power level was Goku when he first got off the ship, but he had gotten his potential unlocked by Guru, giving him an initial boost of 7.34. This is not counting the fact that his power gradually increases, which was shown by Gohan and Krillin. Now in the original series, Gohan's power level increased from an estimated, in my opinion, 32,000 to a massive 200,000, which is about a 5 times increase. Now, a bit more than 5 times, but this would put Goku at a 4 times increase, theoretically, because Goku's potential is not as high as Gohan's, repeatedly shown in the series. So after all of this math is done, we end up with a Goku's power level of at minimum 3.2 million. Now, don't forget the fact that Goku can also use Kaioken on top of this, and in my opinion, he would be able to use a times 30 boost, simply because he had more training with Gohan and Piccolo at a higher gravity with more time, alongside the other warriors who include Yamcha and a few others, but they're not relevant right now. Simply because Goku is the main focus. Goku would be able to use a Kaioken times 30. One more reason is because he got his potential unlocked by Guru, giving him an even bigger power boost, and I feel like he'd be able to handle Kaioken better. Now, in the original series, he was able to use a Kaioken times 20, and that's why I'm giving him a times 30 boost. So, this will put him at a maximum Kaioken power level at 96 million. Don't forget that the 3.2 million of a base power level is probably a low ball. It could be up to 4 million, or between 3.5 and 4 million. Now, let's get to the actual fight. Goku in Kaioken times 30 would take on Frieza, who actually would be pretty even with him since he's heavily injured and Goku is able to keep up more, and his technique is better. Frieza and Goku are at even, but Frieza is still able to get the upper hand simply because Goku's wearing out because of the Kaioken, while Frieza can still last longer. This is when the Namekians all decide to do something. Since, remember that they had one more wish left, this is what they would use it for. All the Namekians would decide to fuse into one warrior, and this warrior would be in the body of Nail. They would do this because as a last resort, they can, and they still have Purunga with their third wish that they can use to unfuse them, and that is in Purunga's power. Now, I'm only doing this simply because the last wish was unused. I don't think it would be wasted on something like food, and since nobody wanted to comment what the actual wish would be, I think this would be a perfect use for it. So, the original body of Nail alongside Gohan and a Kaioken times 30 Goku, who's starting to get worn off, fight Frieza. Together, I feel like they would have no problem taking him out, and they seemingly do so. But right as they're about to celebrate, they underestimate Frieza's endurance, just like the original series. Frieza's able to get up and shoot a death beam. This time, Krillin isn't here, so they actually end up going through Piccolo. Piccolo seemingly is killed. Frieza then thinks he's done something great for himself, getting him one less Namekian or fighter to worry about. But he's made yet another terrible mistake, because as he looks down to the ground, it starts to shake, and then electricity all around him. He then looks down next to Goku, his child, Gohan, with a yellow sparkling aura with lightning all around him. Gohan's power starts to grow. It gets unstable from Ikari to a glowing yellow bright light, as he also turns yellow from head to bottom with his aura and hair. Gohan then looks up at Frieza. Frieza will not be forgiven for this, and Gohan simply attacks him in a blind rage. He's able to easily get the upper hand on Frieza after his power grows more and more because he has the potential of Broly, and Broly grows during the fight. Frieza is eventually able to get overpowered, and he dies. Gohan, though, is not done with this. Although it seems over, as everybody's about to congratulate Gohan and themselves again, Gohan is completely out of control. He attacks everybody, and even though Goku and the Fuse Warrior are able to hold him off for now, they can't do it for much longer because Gohan's power is eminently growing, and it's going to become a bigger threat later. Piccolo, though, gets up very slowly and pretty much with blank eyes, looks up at Nail, saying, "Fuse, do it now." And as Nail comes towards Piccolo, he asks if he's sure, and Piccolo says it's the only way because otherwise he'll probably die. Nail then puts his hand on Piccolo and fuses into him. This would make the host body Piccolo, and Piccolo would of course be much stronger than the Nail Fuse Warrior was because it would give him an additional 10 times plus boost. This would be enough to take down Gohan alongside the help of Goku, who at this point is very tired out, but he is healed by Dende alongside Piccolo and Gohan, and they receive a sizable Zenkai, but of course Piccolo doesn't. The Namekian wish from Purunga is made to unfuse all the warriors, and all the Namekians alongside Piccolo go back to their merry lives. But Piccolo, of course, has to return. Before they end up doing so, they get a gift from Guru. Guru informs them that, that yellow-haired form they used, for saving the planet, he'll tell them what it is. From the Namekian Book of Legends, Super Saiyan God was stated. So I feel like there would be no problem in Super Saiyan also being stated in it. So he would inform them that this power that the yellow-haired form was is called Super Saiyan, and they need to access it, or strive for it at least, if they want to defeat any further enemies that are as strong as Frieza. Now, a few things could happen when they get back. One, King Cold is there, or he isn't. Either way, I feel like he would be dead. Because one, King Cold would most likely end up finding Goku and the others in the time gap, or he would find them at the beginning of the time gap. So either way, he would end up dying because the training of Goku, Gohan, and Piccolo on their way back would also be very rigorous, and they would get much stronger, and King Cold would be able to get defeated. Trunks would also be there, though, after King Cold is defeated, and he would inform Goku of the androids, the heart medicine, and he needs to take this medicine. He would also show off Super Saiyan and fight Goku. Now, Goku would know what this power is, of course, because Gohan showed it off, and he would tell Trunks that. He would tell Trunks that, Gohan has this power, but he doesn't know how to control it. Trunks would be confused, but he would just simply leave afterwards. Now, remember, this time gap is happening much earlier than in the original series because Goku did not go to Yardrat, meaning he didn't learn instant transmission. Even though that's a bad thing, they do get 4 years of training, and in that time frame, Goku is able to learn Super Saiyan with some heavy training with Gohan and Piccolo, and Gohan is actually in control. Of course, not in Super Saiyan, because that would be far too much of a stretch. Even Broly, who was a full-grown adult, couldn't control that power. He was struggling to even control Ikari, and he was only able to do so when Goku got him in the God Bind and, knocked some sense into him. But I feel like Gohan, alongside the help of Kami, Piccolo, and his father, would easily be able to access, not easily, but with some training and some control, would be able to access Ikari at will. So that's good for him. But the 4 years of training would give them both, all of them actually, a much higher boost than in the original series, and it would eventually come to an end with the androids arriving. Now, how do you think the androids will face off? How do you think Gohan will do against them? Will the training of their group pay off? Or will the androids win? Well, let's find out in the next part. But what did you guys think about this one? Did you like it? If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, let's hit 15 likes, and when we do, I'll continue with the next part. Hit that notification bell to be part of the Super Saiyan 4s, and to get notified when I upload. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!